Today we are going to be looking at Universes Beyond before there was Universes Beyond. So basically any Magic the Gathering card that is going to reference something outside of the universe of Magic the Gathering. I have no idea what we're going to show up on this stream. I don't even know if there's enough cards. If we get to the bottom of the barrel, basically any random flavor text is going to count. I'm going to start off with Presence of the Master. Is a white 3 generic enchantment. This is the ancient scripture, but while Presence of the Master is in play, any new enchantments are countered. I have no idea what this is supposed to mean. It's basically whenever a player casts an enchantment, counter it. Which, by the way, I think is insanely powerful. This seems like a completely... It looks like a reserve list card, honestly, the way it's templated, but it's not reserve list. I guess there's just not enough enchantments out there. And we see Albert Einstein. I don't even know why he's on this card. What does that have to look? Okay, so I am the god of physics. I say what can be possible in this universe. And thou say this does not meet the same... This does not follow my theory of relativity, therefore it's not possible. Get it out of here. It's the only way I can possibly... explain or try to make sense of why Albert Einstein is on this card. It shows all the planets over here. All right, let's take a look at I'm not gonna look at this one. I don't want to look at that. That's not a good one. Insensitive cards are banned. So if it's banned, it's banned. Let's try to keep this. We're trying to keep a clean family show. Jasper's Rab with Alibaba. Now, I have to admit, I don't know anything about Alibaba, except it's like an eBay in China, where we have a red 1/1, red tap target wall. When he reached the entrance of the cavern, he pronounced the words, "Open Sesame." Oh, I remember those words, the Arabian Nights Junior Classic Translation. Okay, I need to learn a little bit about Alibaba here. Alibaba. Who is Alibaba, Google? Alibaba, no, who is Alibaba? Who is the character? It's bringing me up the company made by Jack Ma. Is a poor woodcutter who secretly watches as 40 thieves hide their body in a cave, the door to which can be opened only by the verbal command, the Open Sesame. That's right, Wizards, you didn't come up with this one. That wasn't part of the plan. So I hope that anyone who references a card can help me out a little bit. Okay, is this really the Rasputin? Rasputin Dreamweaver. Because, you know what, I always thought that this was Rasputin, but I don't know anymore. This could be just another person named Rasputin. Rasputin... I know there's a song called Rasputin. Rasputin, I'm gonna be constantly writing. Who is this? Who is this person? It's the only way I can get through this show. I'm not a historian, people. All right, history. I always flunked out of every single history class I was ever in. Rasputin was a Russian mystic, faith healer, and religious pilgrim who became a controversial figure at the court of the Tsar Nicholas II and Empress Alexandra, whatever that means. Rasputin was notoriously hard to kill, so the ability is thematic. Ah! Okay, I mean, I understood that from the song. There was a great song with Rasputin. I've listened to it many times. Put 7 counters on Rasputin when brought into play. You may remove a counter to prevent 1 damage to Rasputin or add 1 to your mana pool. This ability is played as an interrupt. Put 1 counter on Rasputin during your upkeep if he started the turn untapped. You may not have more than 7 of these counters on Rasputin at any time. What damn. So what, I can't proliferate more than 7? I'd be curious what the rules are over there. Okay, next up, we got Fletcher's Love-Struck Beast. Well, I don't know if these count. This is supposed to be a Beauty and the Beast tale, but you know, this is technically a parody, right? where this is just technically a parody. Of course, like Wizards is borrowing from a lot of other intellectual property. What is Strixhaven? Well, it's just a complete ripoff of Harry Potter, really. But this is their, I guess, hold on, let's say, his mind chose solitude, but his heart disagreed. I think this is too close to a parody than the actual thing. I think. Yeah, so these don't count. We need real. There we go. Frankenstein's monster. Excellent suggestion, Dinglebag. Frankenstein's monster. It's going to be in a lot of the old cards. See, that's the thing. A lot of people complain about Universes Beyond today. There was Universes Beyond at the beginning of Magic the Gathering. Just right at the beginning of Magic the Gathering. Okay, black X for a 0/1 monster. I can't read the ancient text. As Frankenstein's monster enters, exile X creature cards from your graveyard. If you can't, put Frankenstein's monster into its owner's graveyard instead of onto the battlefield. For each creature card exiled this way, Frankenstein's monster enters with a +2, +0, +1/+1, or +0, +2 counter on it. Very thematic, actually, because Frankenstein's monster is composed of a bunch of different parts. It's like build your own zombie. Basically, what is it? It is a zombie, actually. It has been errated to a zombie. Raise your hands if you thought Frankenstein was the monster. I thought that might... I almost thought it was like a controversy, but I was like dead certain for most of my life Frankenstein was the monster. Of course, I never read the book. Maybe some adaptations of the book, flip the names. But actually, Frankenstein is the El Doctor. I think Frankenstein is a doctor. Definitely played around with body parts a lot. That's for sure. We got our first super chat of the day coming from Kagan. Thanks so much, Kagan. I think Library of Lang. Since Lang is a location in H.P. Lovecraft's Dreamlands. Interesting. Okay, the 1-mana artifact, you have no maximum hand size. And if an effect causes you to discard a card, discard it, but you may put it on top of your library instead of into your graveyard. That is a pretty cool mechanic. They should have like a, what's it called? An enchantment that says if you discard, you may discard back to the top of your deck. What is the Library of Lang? It's just it's honestly just Google is just referencing literally the Library of Lang from Magic the Gathering. I don't know if does this really count? Hold on, you said from where? From Lovecraft's Dreamlands? Dreamlands. No, I still can't find it. Can't find it. I have no idea if this counts or not. You're gonna have to let anyone who is a historian of Lovecraft's Dreamlands, you gotta let us know in the comment section below. Lang is the city. Yeah, but is this the same city that they're referencing? Yeah, Edwin, welcome. How's it going? Okay, next up, let's take a look at what is All Hallows Eve. All Hallows Eve. Sort of references Halloween, doesn't it? Black 2 generic. We got the jack-o'-lantern over here. Sorcery, All Hallows Eve. Exile All Hallows Eve with 2 scream counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, if All Hallows Eve is exiled with a scream counter on it, remove a scream counter from it. If there are no more scream counters on it, put it into your graveyard, and each player returns all creature cards from the graveyard back to the battlefield. Basically, it's got suspend, and then it has a living end impersonation. This absolutely counts. I wonder, did they throw like a jack-o'-lantern in any other sets? You would think that they might do that, but I don't know. All right, next up, Steve Cooper with the Phantom Monster. Older editions quote Edgar Allan Poe. All right, Phantom Monster. Let's take a look at one from Summer Magic. So this is probably a very expensive version of the damn thing. Blue 3 generic, a 3/3 flying phantasm. Now, while like a ghastly rapid river through the pale door, a hideous throng rush out forever, and laugh but smile no more. Edgar Allan Poe, the haunted palace. Okay, next up, let's take a look at Pedgeman says, Charizard, do cards with likeness of players count Like good old Bob, Dark Conf. Hold on. No, they don't. But let's go Shahrazad. Can't have likeness. Needs to be literally breaking the lore. What the hell is a Shahrazad anyway? I know Shahrazad is the most painful card to play with. What is a Shahrazad? Shahrazad. What is this thing? Does it reference anything? Oh, it's the name of the main character from a classical piece of medieval Arabic literature, 1001 Nights. Well, they just ripped. It's basically 1001 Nights, or is it 1001 Nights? Yeah, 1001 Nights. The set effectively. She's a princess. Like, did she need saving? Was she captured by Bowser by any chance? Okay, anyway, talking about the card, I'm not even going to read this whole thing. Basically, double white, everyone plays the second game with half their deck, and if you lose half your life. What a stupid card. Unban Shahrazad? No! No. We do not need to unban Shahrazad. It's rightfully banned. Basically, the game will go on for 1001 games for as long as this card exists. Does this get exiled? It doesn't even get exiled. I wonder how many games you could have with Shahrazad. If you have an unlimited large number of decks, how you can put 4 Shahrazad and 4 flashback of every single card that could possibly exist. No, I was thinking putting it on Isochron Scepter, but that's illegal. It's completely illegal because it needs to be an instant. It's too bad. She was captured, but instead of needing saving, she started telling a story to her captor and stopped and said, "I'll tell you the rest." She was the one delaying her inevitable and kept doing it for 1001 nights. Okay, that I'm familiar with. It's her. I didn't know. Okay, next up, Aladdin's Ring from Elgot. Now, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't see that in Disney. Now, of course, Disney also ripped off 1001 Nights. 8 mana artifact, pay 8, tap. Aladdin's Ring deals 4 damage to target creature or player. When did that happen in the movie? Genie, I wish for a ring that can blow off the Sultan's head. Or, like, I guess, Jafar. That never happened in the movie. Or, I don't know. Disney forgot about that part. They should have kept that in the movie. It's probably in the director's cut. It's probably the better part of the movie. We need the director's cut from Disney. Okay, next up. We have Sheilan's Aladdin's Lamp. This is a 10 mana artifact. Pay X, tap. Instead of drawing a card from the top of your library, draw X cards, but choose only one to put into your hand. Shuffle the leftover cards and put them at the bottom of your library. X cannot be 0. So what, in the actual I'm just curious. I don't know if Disney made this up. Like, in the actual story, did Aladdin's Lamp actually grant you 3 wishes? Because it doesn't do that here. It doesn't do that at all. Just peering. I mean, it's basically useless. What they're basically telling me here is, Genie, let me look into, I don't know, help me remember something that I thought of, like, they forgot like 2 minutes ago. It's effectively what Aladdin's Lamp is doing. Because my deck is my library. It's a library of books. Okay, Shark Typhoon references Sharknado movies. You know, this is unintentional, really. It's a 6 mana enchantment. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying, where X is that spell's mana value, and also cycles. I have no idea if this was the intention of Wizards of the Coast. Also, when you cycle Shark Typhoon, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying. But this directly rips off Sharknado the movie. I've never seen one of the movies. I watched all the trailers. I feel like I got an idea of what the movie's about through the trailers. I also have a feeling that the trailers are better than the movie. I got my fix. Seems 100% intentional. Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay, we got Crowcore Games with Flux. If you understand Doctor Who, is this just called Flux? How many cards are called Flux? Oh, there it is. If you understand Doctor Who, you understand the joke I'm making. Otherwise, no, I don't know anything about Doctor Who. Any Doctor Who fans out there? Each player chooses and discards any number of cards and draws that many cards. Every spell has the potential to be worthless. No, I don't get it. Off topic. Too off topic here. Okay, Christopher B says, you want to know the real Arabian Nightmare? You can wish for a card from the higher game. Grab Shahrazad in a sub-game, cast it again, repeat for infinitely deep games with research. Oh my god, I don't even want to know. That sounds like, what's it called? Sounds like Inception. We must go deeper. Put quotes about one-word names. No, okay. Oh, I see. You know, I've tried to do that before and it doesn't work. Maybe I'm wrong. Mason with Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, I don't know what the Nebuchadnezzar is. This is a thing where, I mean, I know in the Matrix they named their ship the Nebuchadnezzar. But they named it after what it actually was. Okay, is also okay. I got from Wikipedia. Nebuchadnezzar meeting Nabu. Watch over my heir. Also spelled Nebuchadnezzar too. Was the second king of the Neo-Babylonian Empire. All right, the king. And it was ruling until his death of his. The second rule, ruling from the death of his father in 605 BC to his own death in 562 BC. That's pretty long. That's a pretty long reign. Historically known as Nebuchadnezzar the Great. All right. What do you do? What is so great about you that you ruled for like 40 years? This is a 5-mana 3/3 human wizard. Pay X, tap, name a card. Target opponent reveals X cards at random from their hand. That player then discards all cards with that name revealed this way. Activate this ability only during your turn. The king that can make you forget things, probably by annoying you. William, no bet. We can't have any ban. It's a clean show today. Yeah, I know. I've already got questions. Can we have these culturally insensitive cards on the show? No, we're banning those cards. I'm running a clean ship here, all right? So it's like a clean ship. R.I.P. the Babylonian Empire. I don't know anything about the Babylonian Empire. This is a rough show for me, given I don't know anything about history. Not deeply, at least. Or even shallowly. Okay, we got Bryce with Chains of Mephistopheles. I had no idea this was a Universes Beyond card. What the hell is this thing? It's a black, one generic. I can't even remember how to explain this card without actually explaining it. If a player would draw a card except the first one they draw in their draw step, they discard instead. And if the player discards that way, if a player discards a card this way, they draw a card. If the player doesn't discard a card this way, they put the card on top of their library. They put the top card of their library into the graveyard. What a weird card. So how is this universe? You gotta give me some explanation with these suggestions. Because when I look it up on Google, there's like nothing about this except that it's a magic card. Like, what's the lore? Mephistopheles is a demon from Faust. Ah, Pedgeman, you know all the lore. Oh, okay, I'm gonna look up the Mephistopheles from Faust. I'm gonna know the real thing around here. Oh, there we go. Okay, the Mephistopheles, also known as the Mephisto, is a demon featured in German folklore. He originally appeared in literature as a demon, as the demon in the Faust legend, and has since become a stock character, appearing in other works of arts and popular culture. Even the name Mephistopheles is a corrupted Greek compound, the Greek particle of negation, and the Greek word for love. I guess we all love to put our cards directly into the graveyard. From our deck, Edwin, Rolling Stone, because it's a band name. Did they reference the Rolling Stones in any way? Even the old one? Not really. Okay, but do you know what? I think I can count these because there are like a good chunk of cards that are. I'm gonna count cards named from popular culture, but I actually have no idea if this one is. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. The 2-mana enchantment. Walls can't attack as though they were not walls. Walls collapse and kill people all the time. Some are just more aggressive about it. No, that does not make any sense. So it just like falls over and keels over and falls. Okay, let's go with Julian, the Dirkwood Boars. By the way, any Rolling Stone fans out there? Dirkwood. Is this a real card? Oh yeah, it's a real card. Where is the original? Okay, we've got 5 mana for a 4/4. And the unclean spirits went out and entered the swine, and the herd ran violently. Mark 5:13. Quoting. How many Bible quotes are in this game? Look at that. I remember in the early days, you know, the religious, a lot of religious people, they absolutely hated Magic the Gathering. It's the devil, but they're quoting the Bible. Look, they were pro-Bible even back in Legends, and probably in Alpha and Beta. They were looking out for them. They're promoting angels too. They're just focusing too much on the demons. Reminder: no banned, culturally insensitive banned cards. It's a clean. We're running a clean show here today. We're running a clean show. Does Lord of Atlantis count? That's a good question. Lord of Atlantis. Is this... I don't think this was ever... I never really thought about this. There's no way Wizards made this up. Who is the Lord of Atlantis? Or what is what is Atlantis? What is Atlantis lore? Plato told the story of Atlantis around 360 BC. The founders of Atlantis, he said, were half god and half human. Well, certainly Lord of Atlantis is not much of a god. They created the utopian civilization and became a great naval power. Their home was made up of concentric islands separated by wide moats and linked by a canal that penetrated to the center. So there is at least something called the Atlantis. Interesting. Master of Tactics, the Lord of Atlantis makes his people bold in battle merely by arriving to lead them. I never thought about this. I've been playing with a Universes Beyond card the entire time. Aquaman is the king of Atlantis. Well, we don't have the Universes Beyond Aquaman set yet. Just a great empire that got destroyed. And now apparently is underwater. They got global warming back then too. Okay, we got Round Wave Crusher with Dong Zhou, the Tyrant. Dong Zhou. Basically, old Portal 3 Kingdom sets. Tell me something about Dong Zhou, Round Wave Crusher. We have a 5-mana, 3/3 human soldier. When Dong Zhou, the Tyrant, enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls deals damage equal to its power to that player. Stop hitting yourself, Dong said. Stop hitting yourself. What do you keep hitting yourself for? And then the person keeps saying, why are you making me hit myself? Dong Zhou history. Tell me Google, tell me something about Dong Zhou. Was a general whose seizure of power and tyrannical rule ended the Han Dynasty and divided the Chinese Empire. Made people hit themselves so much they split up. Imagine being named Dong. Well, back then it was a good thing. It was a good thing back then. The problem is being named Dong now that slang has been invented. Imagine they freeze Dong, bring him back to life through cryogenics to today. It finds out mine. What, Dong is also the same name as a Dick? I mean, it's probably the same thing as being named Dick, right? You could be named Dick. Who would do that to their kid? That's so sad. Okay, we have Gustav has the OG Underworld Dreams with Dante and Virgil. Underworld Dreams. The OG one. We gotta go back. Okay, we got Triple Black Enchantment. Underworld Dreams does 1 damage to opponent, 2 opponent for each card he or she draws. What? Okay, whenever an opponent draws a card, oh, it's anybody. Underworld Dreams deals 1 damage to that player. That's a great card. That's a really good card. This plus, you know, Wheel of Fortune, you're in business. Underworld Dreams does 1... Okay, in a drowsy dark cave of the mind, dreams build their nest with fragments dropped from Day's caravan. Rabindranath Tagore. I have no idea who this is. My dad is called Willie. You know, Willie is a cute name. Willie, you know, I would have no problem being called Willie either. It's just all about how you wear that name. That's the important thing. What's the concept of today's show? Universes Beyond before there was a Universes Beyond. So basically any card that will make reference to pop culture outside of the regular Magic the Gathering universe. Let me help some of you with some new suggestions. Oops, I spelled that wrong. A Killer Among Us. The 5-man enchantment. A Killer Among Us enters the battlefield. Create a 1/1 white human creature token, a 1/1 blue merfolk creature token, and a 1/1 red goblin creature token. Then secretly choose human, merfolk, or goblin. Sacrifice a Killer Among Us. Reveal the chosen creature type. If target attacking creature token is the chosen type, put 3 +1/+1 counters on it, and it gains Death Touch until end of turn. Very, very sus. That's right. You know what? I actually have to say, I think Among Us is my favorite game of all time. And the sad thing is, I can't relive the height of Among Us anymore because, like, I can't get a party of 10 people being on Discord anymore. Like, it was easy a long time ago, once upon a time, back in the day. But these days, it's just strictly impossible. People have basically abandoned Among Us for the most part, and they've gone back to the real world. The whole Lord of the Rings counts. Yeah, no, but that's too new. I'd say that's a little too new. Yeah, actually, to be honest, this card's probably too new too. But you know what? It's not technically a Universes... No, Lord of the Rings is a Universes Beyond. Didn't they have some Universes Beyond specific cards? I can't remember. Okay, we got a lick. Oh, we have some... Oh, I'm so sorry, John. I don't know when you made this super chat, but we did Shark Typhoon already. Reference to Sky Sharks? Well, no, it was reference to Sharknado, actually. But anyway, thank you very much for that super chat. I'll donate that one a little bit later, or if you got another card, John, we'll take a look at it. And then we do have one more from Elixir. Break down the door. Here's Johnny. Break down the door. Oh, does this reference what's it called? Oh, this is a Here's Johnny thing. From The Shining, I believe. Got a little Jack Nicklaus action going over here. Choose one. Exile target artifact. Exile target enchantment. Or manifest dread. I actually don't remember him, Jack Nicklaus doing any of that in The Shining. Not a single one of those things. Broke a door, that's for sure. It should say break target door, because there are doors out there. Okay, we're going to take a look at more Universes Beyond cards before there were Universes Beyond cards, but we got to take a look at our sponsor today, FusionGamingOnline.com. My favorite place to buy my Magic the Gathering cards. Magic the Gathering Foundations is coming out. Going to set the new foundation to standard. Are there new cards coming out of this thing? There has to be new cards. It can't be just a reprint set. That would be terrible. They're going to set the foundation for the next 3 years of standard. In addition to that, you can also get singles from FusionGamingOnline.com. I got my Flood Pit Drowners. I needed to get them immediately. Yeah, and we're back. And don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off all your purchases. And it supports the channel. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. Plenty deck, any format you want on Magic Online when you're renting with Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_QTP for 10% off your first 2 months. Get in on that coupon code. It's going to change soon. It's going to be a it's going to be a cashback system after the third month. Okay, we got to donate. Poor John's super chat. Do you allow unset cards? Yeah, yeah, we'll try one. I'm always nervous about unset cards. Can we count Richard Garfield? Yes, we can count Richard Garfield, PhD. Oh no, this is the unset one. Okay, whatever. We'll let this one fly. The 5 mana 2/2 may play cards as though they were other cards of your choice with the same mana cost. Can't choose the same card twice. Mana cost includes color. For anyone that doesn't know, this is the person who created Magic the Gathering. We got Kagan again. Thanks so much for your super chat, Kagan. This time we've got, this might be a stretch, but Spore Flower. I think the art is referencing Wizards of Oz with the poppy field. That is a very, very big stretch. Spore Field. Spore Flower. I really don't know the lore to the Wizards of Oz, so hopefully this is it. What is this? This is like a picture of a picture of a picture in the background. Green 01 fungus. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a spore counter on the Spore Flower. Remove 3 spore counters from the Spore Flower. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn. I don't remember that happening in the Wizard of Oz. I remember there was a Dorothy and Ruby Slippers. Are there any Ruby Slippers over here? Where's the little dog, too? Where's that dog? The poppy field put them to sleep? Oh, did it? Didn't happen to the Tin Man, I'm sure. How would that put him to sleep? Okay, Kano says, does Armageddon count? I think so. Like, why not? Is there any, like, wording on Armageddon? Armageddon, the white 3 generic sorcery. All lands in play are destroyed. What is the history of the Armageddon? Armageddon. History. Armageddon marks the great climax of history when the nations would be... No, hold on. When the nations would be gathered together in a place called the Hebrew tongue. Where am I going here? Is the prophesied location of a gathering of armies for a battle during the end times, which is variously interpreted as either a literal or symbolic location. The term is also used in a generic sense to refer to any end of the world scenario. 100%. Yep. That's Universes Beyond, all right. No, that one doesn't count. I'm not counting the people referencing the champions. It really has to directly reference something from pop culture. Just the characters are like shaped like the champions. David Sampson with Meddling Youths. Scooby-Doo? They really have Scooby-Doo in here? Well, where's the dog? I literally see no dog. No dog, no Scooby-Doo. Pabno, the first full set release as part of Universes Beyond, bringing the iconic world of J.R. Tolkien to life within the Magic frame. The first full set? Yeah, exactly. First set as part of... Yeah, it was literally a Universes Beyond thing. Okay, let's take a look at Ecos. Thank you very much for your super chat. Croesus Attendant looks a lot like Iron Man. There's still many actual... Holy crap! I was about to say, like, you know, there's so many directly relevant Universes Beyond cards we can still look at, but it is somewhere between Iron Man... You know what? Do you know what this looks like? It looks like an AI-generated image of Iron Man and Thanos combined. if I were to ask for that sort of image, if I plugged that in, ChatGPT, make me an image of Thanos and Iron Man together, and boom, that's what it looks like. Croesus is the eye of the Ur-Dragon, piercing illusions and darkness. It's so uncanny. Look, but this was made back in Invasion. There was no AI. There was no generative AI. Yeah, I know it's got the the Infinity Gauntlet Iron Man. Exactly. It's almost like that. It's Thanos, right? The Thanos is the big bad guy. Thanos made his own Iron Man suit, and yeah, instead of in the gauntlets in his chest, there it is. Oh, that's hilarious. Nikachu, what games are you a fan of other than Yoshi's Island for SNES? I love a lot of the games. I love Earthbound. I love the classic Mario games. Killer Instinct from SNES. Killer Instinct, Yoshi's Island. Oh, you asked me. Yeah, I already know Yoshi's Island. There you go. I hope I gave a few. I was a huge fan of. I love Glacius from Killer Instinct. Big fan. Okay, next up we're gonna go with. I like this one. This is awesome. Okay, the Grave Bramble is a Plants vs. Zombies reference. Needs to be more direct. It needs to be like Plants. If it's going to reference something, it has to reference it in the name. So that's going to be my rule. It's got to be really strong. Protection from... Oh, maybe this is strong enough. Plant, protection from zombies. I've never played the game, so I'm just going to assume that the plants do have protection from zombies. We did Presence of the Master. That's what I started the show with. Okay, next up. What do we got here? We got Elixir. Thanks so much for your super chat, Elixir. Do you recognize Grave Bramble? No. Oh, wait a minute. I just... you got sniped. I literally have it on the screen right here. That's so embarrassing. Do you recognize Grave Bramble? And I'm like, no. And I re-look up Grave Bramble at the exact same time. I look extra stupid. Give me Need for Speed. All right, let's get Need for Speed. That sounds like a reference. Okay, we got a red enchantment. Sacrifice a land. Target creature gains haste until end of turn. Nikachu has short-term memory uses. Oh, when I do these streams, all the time. Absolutely. We did Frankenstein's monster already. Here's a good one. Flying carpets. Absolutely. Oh, there's actually... Okay, yeah, there's also Flying Men. Flying Carpet, the 4-mana artifact. Pay 2, tap. Target creature gains flying until end of turn. Well, last I knew, the Flying Carpet in Disney, it didn't have any fuel. It didn't have to take a break. It was magical. Could fly all day and all night. You could see a whole new world with that thing. We already saw Richard Garfield. There's a lot of cards we still haven't done. Nolan says, Swords to Plowshares is a quote from the Bible, also dust to dust. Ooh, dust to dust, actually. That's a good one. Yeah. Where's dust to dust? Is there a dust to dust? Oh, here it is. Yeah, there's a dust to dust. White, 1 generic sorcery. Exile 2 target artifacts. This is a... Turvish never noticed that the amulet had vanished. It had disappeared not only from his possession, but from his memory as well. So it's Dust Bowl. I don't think Dust Bowl is not a reference to anything. Dust Bowl is just something, right? Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We did Aladdin. We did Aladdin's lamp. There's a big one no one's mentioned yet though, which is funny. Algot, what about Dungeon Master? No, this is literally Universes Beyond card. Super disqualified. Super disqualified. It's got to be a Universes Beyond before there was Universes Beyond. There's a timeline here. Thank you so much for your super chat, Ecos. Fist of Suns looks like Infinity Gauntlet at home. It's in some sense, yeah. 3-mana artifact, you can pay Wooburg rather than pay the mana cost for spells that you cast. Well, I don't have control over time and matter and all that other stuff. Okay, what we have next? Which claw talisman is supposed to be the monkey's paw? Yeah, but it's not a monkey's paw, right? Dingle bag with taste of blood. The flavor text. Taste of blood. Flavor text is definitely going to count. Is a black sorcery. Deals 1 damage to target player and you gain 1 life. How blessed are some people whose lives have no fears, no dreads, to whom sleep is a blessing that comes nightly and brings nothing but sweet dreams. Bram Stoker, Dracula. Well, they reference Dracula. Okay, next up, let's get... Who doesn't have a card yet? Or did everyone get a card so far? Or did we do Sinbad? I don't think we did Sinbad. Sinbad sounds like... What's Sindbad? Sinbad sounds like a badass person, to be honest. Arabian Nights. Blue 1 generic for a 1/1. Huh? Did I just see that it's a... Oh, okay, it is 2 mana. Tap to draw a card from your library, but discard that card if it is not a land. Draw a card and reveal it. If it isn't a land, discard it. So I'm only searching for land. This is a crappy merfolk looter. Sinbad, they did you bad here. The stories of Sinbad Travails. They were a relatively late addition to the 1001 Nights. Were based on the experience of merchants from Basra trading under great risk with the East Indies and China, probably in the early Abbasid period, etc. Guy looks pooped out. Absolutely pooped. The poor Sinbad person. Is that a Sinbad creature type? Yeah, oh yes. Summon Sinbad. I'm sure it's been changed to, it's just a human now. Back then, sometimes the creature type was the person themselves. I guess that was a way, shouldn't this be a legendary creature? How many Sinbads are there out there? This literally has to be a legendary creature, in my opinion. We even had Uncle creature type back in the Uncle this, Uncle that, Uncle Kindred. Is questing Feldegriff too much meta? I don't even know what a questing... What is a Feldegriff? Is this... Does that exist outside the game? Does that exist? I don't know if questing Feldegriff exists outside of Magic the Gathering. I got the card name, the exact phrase Dungeon Master, and nothing else. Okay, hold on. Dungeon Master. Oh, I can't find it. Dungeon Master in quotes. Is this a real card? I can't find it. It's not showing up, all right? It's not showing up on Scryfall. Oh! It has to be one of the banned cards. That's the problem. Scryfall is not going to show up any of the banned cards. No banned cards! That's why I'm not looking up any of these damn things. Like Crusade and so on. Okay, let's get... Does Morrow... Yeah, no, I'm not gonna count that one. We can put Morrow. Okay, let's put Morrow. Where's Morrow? Morrow or Multani Morrow? Okay, hold on. Multani Morrow. So what, this is Mark Rosewater? 6 mana, star, legend. He is a legend. I think he also has, like, more Twitter followers than, like, any regular Magic the Gathering player. Outside of, like, Post Malone, I guess. Power and toughness are each equal to the total number of cards in all players' hands, and a Multani can't be the target of spells or abilities. The card actually should do something like change the rules in some way, because that's what Morrow actually does. Arcane Signet promo? I sort of want Universes Beyond cards before Universes Beyond cards even existed. Whereas, well, oh, this has got to be. Oh, you mean this Earth's Mightiest Emblem? No, I don't know what this is going to be in reference to. And there's a lot of promo signets, so I don't know exactly what you're talking about. Hexanorts, Dark Banishing, DDA printing. The dual deck printing. Okay, it is a 3-mana instant. Destroy target non-black creature. It can't be regenerated. Oh, ha! Banishment. Be fearful, say death. For exile hath more terror in his look. Much more than death. William Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet. You know, I'm just coming to a revelation that if the AI reads all this Shakespeare in the flavor text, it probably has a completely warped sense of like what flavor text is. Oh, we have a super chat. We got from Bryce. Thanks so much, Bryce, for your super chat. Mirror Universe. What is this in reference to, by the way? Like, what is the Mirror Universe? Oh, is this just a physics concept? The setting of several narratives in the Star Trek science fiction franchise? I don't think this is referencing Star Trek. 6-mana artifact, tap, sacrifice Mirror Universe, exchange life totals with target opponent. Play this ability only during your upkeep. Algot is fixed. Okay, we're gonna find is funny Dungeon Master. Okay, this is probably gonna show up. The hell is this? What is this crap? What am I looking at here? This almost looks like an AI-generated card, except it's real. Or I wouldn't say it's real. What did some Heroes of the Realm? I don't know what this is. +1 target opponent. What is this even in reference to? Oh, the Dungeon Master of D&D. Ah. Oh yes, Kano. The Dungeon Master from the cartoon D&D. On top of that, all right. It's a Planeswalker. +1 target opponent creates a 1/1 black skeleton creature token. When this creature dies, each opponent gains 2 life. +1 roll a d20. If you roll a 1, skip your next turn. You may roll a 12 or higher, draw a card. Sorry, if you roll 12 or higher. -6, you get an adventuring party. Your party is a 3/3 red fighter with first strike, a 1/1 white cleric with lifelink, and a 2/2 black rogue with hexproof, and a 1/1 blue wizard with flying. I love some flying wizards at this point. You would think more wizards naturally have flying. Shouldn't that just be part of the magic? They should have basically psychic powers like Mewtwo and Mew. That's the way I look at it. There is a D&D cartoon and the Dungeon Master is depicted as this guy. Okay, this is a great example. Okay, this is an absolute banger example. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing it with me. We need more cartoon references. And, well, we are going to get more cartoon references in Magic the Gathering for sure. Much to actually a lot of people's dismay. We did Frankenstein's Monster. Great suggestion. But we did that one. There's still a big one that we haven't done. It was actually the inspiration for this show. Lewis with Arabella, Abandoned Doll, referencing Annabelle. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the lore to that thing. 2 mana, 1/3. Whenever Arabella, Abandoned Doll. What was it, the name? Annabelle? Annabelle? Arabelle? Probably. They probably couldn't get the rights to use Annabelle, so they use Arabelle. Very, very close. Whenever it attacks, it deals X damage to each opponent. You gain X life, or X is the power of creatures you control with power 2 or less. Okay, Kagan, we've got Barbary Apes. Since the Barbary Coast is the northern coast of Africa. Oh, interesting. So references our world. Monkey strong in numbers. Oh, we have a 2 mana 2/2 ape. It's just a grizzly bear. It's literally a grizzly bear. So you can play with grizzly bear, or you can play with an ape. It's just a creature ape. Unpredictable in the extreme, these carnivorous apes will prey even upon their own kind. Little cannibalism going on over here. Nothing tastes so good as you. Finally, the big squig. The Library of Alexandria. This was the inspiration for doing this show. Land. Tap to add colorless mana to your mana pool or draw a card from your library. You may use the card drawing ability only if you have exactly 7 cards in your hand. Once a great library back in the day. I wonder what you read back then. It sounds so painful to make a book. I mean, I don't know the printing techniques of... How old is the Library of Alexandria? How old is the Library of Alexandria? I imagine it's before the printing press. Library of Alexandria was founded around 295 BCE, making around 2,300 years old. Imagine a lot of smut. Back then, the smut was in the statues. The Greeks, you know that, at least that's how it was taught to me in university. They said basically, like, you know, all those Greek, you know, naked statues and stuff like that. It was just basically, you know, the porn at the time. That's just how it was. And it was so open in public, too. Yeah, books were hand copied back then. Man. What do you do for a living? I make books. Yeah, I'm a printer. Oh man, you have to. And it's not even like you have pens. You had to have like, you probably had like an ink. Sorry, you had like a feather and some ink. Oh god, the old-fashioned way. Yeah, they were just laying out the history. All right, it was one of the chapters of the history of the Western world. That place was full of cursed scrolls. Ah, I don't know if that's a joke or not. Maybe it's true. Okay, next up, let's Reed and Clay. The hell is that? Reed and Clay. I am curious. Oh, red clay? Red and clay? No, I don't know what this is. Also, back then they had to shout, "I am out of ink," when in fact they had plenty. Is that... I don't get that. I have no idea. Feldegriff is an anagram? Oh, no, the anagram doesn't count. It's got to directly reference something. Lewis, Captain Nagathrod referencing Davy Jones. Ooh, sounds great. Captain Nagathrod. Okay, we got... is this a Baldur's Gate card? Okay, 5 mana for a 3/6 horror pirate. Horrors you control have menace. Whenever a horror you control deals combat damage to a player, that player mills that many cards. At the beginning of your end step, choose target artifact or creature card in an opponent's graveyard that was put there from the library this turn. Put it onto the battlefield under your control. Okay, I'll sort of count this card. Half want to disqualify it because it doesn't even... it's not even directly referencing Davy Jones. What else do we have here? The Acrone Horse. Okay, it can't... Okay, we gotta stay away from... Okay, I'm disqualifying this. We gotta stay away from cards that are, like, references to stuff. Unless it's, like, it gotta be, like, a spot-on... It's gotta be, like, spot-on... a really hard reference. Maybe this one counts. Like, I don't know what the odds are that there's another squid-faced pirate out there. Okay, what else do we have? The Scroll Rack. Well, what is this from? 2 mana for an artifact. Pay 1, tap. Exile any number of cards from your hand face down. Put that many cards on the top of your library into your hand. Then look at the exiled cards and put them on top of your library in any order. Is there something? What is the Scroll Rack of Alex? Ooh, was there a famous scroll rack above all other scroll racks? Unfortunately, when I look up scroll rack, it just comes up with a bunch of Magic the Gathering stuff. We actually looked at Lord of Atlantis already. Oh, was it in the Library of Alexandria? Ah. Okay, hold on. Let's look at the original one. This one was probably in the Library of Alexandria. All right. Okay, well, okay. Oh, does it say in the flavor text? Acrone Horse. The thing is, this is a parody. 4 mana, 0/4 horse, defender. When a crone horse enters the battlefield, an opponent gains control of it. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent creates a 1/1 white soldier creature token. All right, I give it to you. Okay, we got Aim Here 2002. Cunning Coyote and Resilient Roadrunner are both references to the Roadrunner cartoons from Warner Brothers. Roadrunner. Okay, I'm gonna give this one because it literally says. Oh no, the other one you said Coyote too. The Cunning Coyote. This one also looks like the Roadrunner. Meep meep. 2 mana, 2/2 haste, protection from coyotes. Actually, the flavor text is nailing it too. 3 mana, resilient Roadrunner can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with haste. We did Aladdin's Lamp. Twilight Sparkle? Is that going to show up? Twilight Spark, the ponies, right? It's sort of like already a Universes Beyond card. Like it's got its like special set symbol. I would say this is already Universes Beyond. They knew what they were doing here. Okay, I like this one, Eureka. It references Albert Einstein. Not this one, but this one. E equals MC squared. Breaking the rules of physics with this card. 4 mana for a sorcery. Both players may take any permanent in their hand and put it directly into play. Players take turns playing one card from their hand until neither wants to play more permanents. No other spells or effects of any kind may be used while Eureka is in effect. If a spell has an X in its casting cost, X is 0. The Wrath of God. I guess so. The original Wrath of God. There it is, the Wrath of God. White 2 generic. All creatures in play are destroyed and cannot be regenerated. Do not tempt the gods. We did Aladdin's Lamp. Robot Chicken. Is there really a Robot Chicken? Oh no, that's a unset card, right? Or not. Oh, it's a celebration card. 4 mana for a 2/2 chicken construct. Whenever you cast a spell, put a 0/1 colorless egg artifact creature token onto the battlefield. Whenever an egg you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, destroy target artifact or creature. When the hell did they make this thing? Back in 2010? But they got the rights to make a robot chicken card? It's amazing. Oh, Quentin Hoover, R.I.P. Yeah, rest in peace, Quentin Hoover. I think the first MTG artist that sadly passed away. Okay, Dustin wants Bearer of the... Okay, I guess we're getting to the point of the show that we're running out of strong references. So now we're going to have to go to, like, very loosely related references. Okay, Bearer of the Heavens, an 8 mana 10/10. Referencing the Titan that held up the sky. Let's look up, yeah. In Atlas? What is it called? Atlas reference? Okay, hold on. So let's learn a little bit about this guy. Atlas. Titan held up sky. Atlas is a Titan who is condemned to hold up the sky for eternity as punishment for leading the Titans in a rebellion against Zeus. Well, that's what you get, I guess. And if you drop the damn thing, you're going to drop it on your head. And you go squish. Squish and gone. Lord of the Pit, of controversy for sure. Lord of the Pit. I don't know what the lore is to Lord of the Pit. Few people mention this one. I don't get it. 7 mana, 7/7 demon. Or is there like an old one with flavor text? Looks like something out of Doom. Frankly, to me. This is an old card. Straight from Alpha. May sacrifice one of your own creatures during your upkeep. Or Lord of the Pit deals 7 damage to you. You may still attack with Lord of the Pit, even if you failed to sacrifice a creature. Oh, is this supposed to be Satan? Satan himself? Heaven's Gate, movie and culture. Heaven's Gate. not really familiar with it, to be honest. The white instant. Change the colors of one or more target creatures to white until end of turn. You may choose which and how many creatures are affected. Cost to tap, maintain, or use special abilities of target creatures remain entirely unchanged. I love when they reference special abilities. That's my favorite. Okay, we got Pyro Bob with anyway and say Bazaar of Baghdad. We did not Pyro Bob. Man, that would have been terrible if we... I think a lot of people probably assumed that this card is already taken. Okay, lands. Sorry. What am I even reading the stupid thing for? There's so much text here to just say draw 2 cards, then discard 3 for tapping it. Yeah, the Bazaar. What did they do at the Bazaar of Baghdad? The Bazaar of... Or this is probably a real place. Hold on. Bazaar... There is a Baghdad in Iraq. You probably could go to the Bazaar of Baghdad. It's interesting. There we go. You draw 2 and then discard 3 cards. Absolutely broken card. Super broken. I think we just did Need for Speed. Chandler's from Friends. I'm not gonna count that. That's for sure. What else did we do? Aggressive Mining. It's a Minecraft card. Really? I never thought about that. Was Minecraft big back then? It was. 2014. Wow! That reference just went right over my head. And I am familiar with Minecraft. Maybe if I actually played the game, I could feel this card. It's a 4-mana enchantment. You can't play lands. You can't make land in Minecraft. You can only mine it. Sacrifice a land. Draw 2 cards. Activate this ability only once each turn. This card is so much more flavorful now that you've told me about this. This is fantastic. This card makes so much sense. A ton of sense. Okay, we got the big squig with King Suleiman. That's not my king. King Suli. King Suleiman, 2 mana, a 1/1. Tap to destroy an Efreet or Djinn. Oh my god! What is this, Jafar or something? Okay, Google, tell me something about who is King Suleiman. Tell me a little something. Who was the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire from 1520 to 1566, who not only undertook the bold military campaigns that enlarged his realm, but also oversaw the development of what came to be regarded as the most charismatic achievements of the Ottoman civilization in the fields of law, literature, art, and architecture. Good stuff, King Suleiman. Good stuff. A lot of history lessons today. Yeah, I'm learning too. Aim here. Thinking Cap is the detective theme set in Sherlock Holmes' Deerstalker. Thinking Cap. Oh, okay, good enough. Okay, 1 mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+2. Equip detect. It does equip a detective. And equip 3. Attach to target creature you control. Equip only as a sorcery. Say its name. Reference popular urban legend of Bloody Mary. Say its name. I never would have known. Reference to popular urban legend. Okay, 2 mana sorcery. Mill 3 cards and you may reveal... Oh, is that like when you say its name 3 times? Like Beetlejuice, 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 and then poof! We have a Beetlejuice come up. Then you may return... Okay, we mill 3 cards. You may return a creature or land card from your graveyard to your hand. Exile this card and 2 other cards named Say Its Name from your graveyard. Search your library, hand end, or library for a card named Al-Tanak, the thrice called, and put it onto the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle. Activate only as a sorcery. Very, very Beetlejuice-like. Although I don't think Beetlejuice... yeah, or Beetlejuice. Is there really a Count Dracula in this game? We did Presence of the Master, Benjamin. This definitely doesn't count. This is basically within like, I wouldn't say this is like this is not technically Universes Beyond, but it's like so modern day. Like this came out 3 years ago. This is basically in the era of Universes Beyond. We have Count Dracula, but it's not technically a Universes Beyond card. Oh no, it's Sorin the Mirthless. No, this is basically Universes Beyond, as far as I'm concerned. So I have to disqualify this one. You're Already Dead is a Fist of the North Star reference. So swift and sharp was his blade that the ogre never even felt the cut. Is that like an anime thing where they like pull out the sword and then the person just falls in half? Black instant, destroy target creature that was dealt damage this turn and draw a card. It's just a reskin. No, I'm not counting like Godzilla cards. No Godzilla's allowed. It's got to be a real card. It's got to be the OG. You'll get the Minecraft reference, but the history ones are just like, LOL. Well, of course. All right, what else do we have here? The Battle of Pelennor Fields Project. Adventures in the Forgotten Realm is not Universes Beyond. There would be no Magic the Gathering without Dungeons and Dragons. Ask Garfield. Adventures in the Forgotten... Okay, hold on. Adventures in the Oh, isn't this just a Dungeons and Dragons set? Adventures in the... Oh, Adventures? Is it that sensitive? Oh, I can't find this thing. Whatever this is. Oh, yeah, maybe that was a set name or something. How the hell do you have no card yet? Drizzt Do Urdin, technically not from Universes Beyond set. Drizzt. Oh, what is this thing? 5 mana for a 3/3 Elf Ranger. Oh, this is so all the what's it called? Dungeons and Dragons cards. Double strike. When Drizzt Do Urdin enters the battlefield, create Gwen Huivar, a legendary 4/1 green cat creature token with trample, and whenever a creature dies, if it had a power greater than Drizzt's power, put a number of +1/+1 counters on Drizzt equal to the difference. Is Forbidden Fruit a reference to Snow White? I have no idea. Forbidden Fruit. Can't even find it. Is this a card? Liu Bei. Oh, we have... I'm surprised we didn't get so many portal cards today. We have Liu Bei, Lord of Shu, who is a 2/4 with horsemanship. And when Liu Bei, Lord of Shu, gets +2/+2 as long as you control a permanent named Guan Yu, Sainted Warrior, or a permanent named Zhang Fei, a fierce warrior. Okay, this person was a Chinese warlord in the late Eastern Han Dynasty who later became the founding emperor of Shu Han. Sounds like the backstory to like a Mortal Kombat character. Yeah, we didn't do it. That's why we got it now. Glad you got one in before the end. I guess you could say the Prodigal Sorcerer is a reference to the Bible story of the prodigal son, but it's super loose. You know what? Probably it's right. By looking at all the super old cards, it's incredibly like Bible related. It's like they made a bunch of cards. I mean, you know, it's very similar to how they design Magic cards today. They're designing cards based on like the lore of other stuff. Like, what do you think Amonkhet is based off of, or Strixhaven, or you know, Capenna? Like, they're not making anything up anymore. They're like, screw this. Let's just borrow from different intellectual properties and different cultures. That's how they're doing it now. Uncle Esteban. I'm pretty sure someone has that uncle. Uncle... Were you saying, like, this is literally an actual person in real life? Is there an Uncle Istvan? Uncle Istvan... History. No, this doesn't exist anywhere. As far as I know. As far as I can see on Google, at least. Capen is just the 20s, though, pretty much. More or less. Oh, it's foreboding fruit? For... 3-mana sorcery. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. If at least 3 black mana was spent to cast the spell, create a food token. It's an artifact with pay 2, tap, sacrifice this artifact, you gain 3 life. I want to say, like, the foreboding fruit should be like, give your opponent an artifact that says, like, I don't know, you gain, maybe you give some creature +2/+2, but you lose 3 life. All right, well, that's going to be it for today. It was an awkward show, but you know what? I think we've made it work out. I hope you liked it. It was a different one. It was something new for once. Some of you people got in a lot of suggestions because it was a pretty hard show. It's not something you could easily look up on Scryfall. That's for sure. All right, if you want to be part of the show, remember, you got to be here weekdays, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or if you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show. And thanks so much to the Coffee crew for being here today. I would be nothing on the show. I didn't do anything. I thought of 1 card, but you know who's thought of millions of cards? People like Christopher B., Evan, Crowcore Games. We got Fozzie, we got Bryce, we got Christopher B. already, Pabno, Gustav, Old Boy, Benjamin Berkeley, Toads, Kano Dinglebag, Steve Cooper, Evan. The show is nothing without all of you. You guys are the show. So as usual, my coffee crew keep brewing up those coffees so we can keep brewing up cards for the show. And so, yeah, keep brewing up them coffees and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you at the next cup.